You're looking for a lottery ticket running back prospect to stash on your bench just in case they become the flavor of the week, just like Trey Benson, so you don't have to fight the fab, pick them up for a lot of money with your bidding dollars, and you got them just sitting there already waiting to go. Today, we are looking at rookie running back DJ Giddens from the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to deep dive his advanced analytics, his situation, to see whether or not you need him for your fantasy football teams by looking at the good, the bad, the ugly, everything else. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're covering all the trending players, doing deep dives on them throughout the week, all the time. On top of that, we're going deeper than anybody else, looking at the waiver wire. We're helping you set your lineups with the must-start series. You need to click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. It's free information. Ric Flair's watching. You do not want to disappoint Ric Flair. But Jonathan Taylor's the man. This is not an anti-Jonathan Taylor video. This is not us trying to guess Jonathan Taylor's demise or anything. We love Jonathan Taylor. I loved him coming out of Wisconsin. He's a great running back. He's doing great things right now. He's getting a lot of touches. He's getting a lot of volume. Keep starting him. Keep firing him away. This is not an anti-Jonathan Taylor video. That being said, running backs get banged up. I'm not going to say he's prone to injury or anything like that. Just running backs get banged up. That is just part of the position. And we're going to see some more running backs get hurt throughout the weeks this year. We're only 3 weeks down in the season. We're going to see more running backs go down. And that's why we're looking at backup, lottery ticket, handcuff running backs to stash on our bench. He's got a little bit of an injury history over the last couple years. He's been missing like 3 games a season. So there's a chance that it happens again. It happens with all running backs. It's just, it is what it is. Football's going to football. But DJ Giddens is a very good running back prospect from Kansas State. You need to know more about him. Late round pick in deeper drafts, unless you picked him up with one of your last draft spots. Very good running back prospect with a lot of juice. Coming out of high school, 0-star prospect. 24/7 Sports whiffed on him. They didn't even collect data on him. Of course, he had more than 0 offers when you go to Kansas State. And then his second year there, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Catch 29 balls, 323 yards. Just killing it. 3.26 yards after contact per attempt. 65 missed tackles. In space, 10.7 yards after the catch per reception. And we're running routes downfield with an 8 out of 1.8. A lot of running backs are around 0 in that number, so that indicates we're getting routes downfield if you don't watch football and you're just trying to look at the numbers here. Then, 2024, last year, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns. 4.16 yards after contact per attempt. So there's even progression here of him getting better. And touchdowns are random. They're not 100% predictive. And even though there's 3 on the reduction there, 4.16 yards after contact per attempt, that increased. The yards increased. Yards per carry, 6.6, that increased. Yards after the catch per reception jumped up to 11.9. He is a baller. He's good in space. He's good between the tackles. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He's very explosive. He's got size to him. He's got a good frame. This is a running back that going into the draft, I say that if he lands in the right spot, if he gets the draft capital, this is a running back that I'm just going to go crazy for. He fell in the draft. We knew he was going to be behind Jonathan Taylor. I still think he's a great prospect. Look at the size adjusted athleticism there. 92nd percentile speed score. 95th percentile burst score at 212 pounds. We got good size here. 6 foot, 212. Good production profile here. 54th percentile college dominator rating. That's the market share of yards and touchdowns on offense. 54th percentile. Target share 77th percentile. So we can get it done in the passing game. That is very important in this offense. Daniel Jones historically targets the running back about 20% of the time. You look at this depth chart, Tyler Goodson has been on the team for a bit. He usurped him. He's getting touches over him right now. Amir Abdullah sitting there on the practice squad. He looked decent, or good actually, at the end of the season last year with the Raiders. I'll give him his credit. Jonathan Taylor's the man though. 4.3 speed, explosive, killing it right now. Always has been killing it. You got 2 RB1 weeks this year, all of them in double digits in PPR. Can't really say much bad about him. He's taking touch after touch, carry after carry in this offense. Goodson. Now, if you want to know a negative here, is they might use Goodson in a little committee if something happens to Jonathan Taylor. Like, he could be the thorn in her side here in this situation. I'm calling that out. I called that out with Amari Demicado, and you saw how that happened. There's a chance. For what he is, for an undrafted running back that's just there on a roster, he's actually pretty solid football-wise. Fantasy-wise, I don't want you to get that disconnect that he's not a Jonathan Taylor prospect or anything like that, but he's good enough to be a thorn in our side right now if something happens to Jonathan Taylor. And I just want to pull this up from last year, Trey Sermon. He started 3 games last year. He got you 1 RB 1 week. A lot of people thought he was booty cheeks because he is. However, booty cheek running backs, when they're getting starter touches and starter opportunity, they will get you a good week about once every 3 or 4 games. That's something to keep in mind here, because let's say we're looking at DJ Giddens' profile. We like it, but what if it doesn't live up to it? At worst, you're probably getting a Trey Sermon. I think he's more explosive, more dynamic, more built for fantasy football. But when you're also looking at this information, what I'm telling you, no matter who gets anointed after this week due to injury, if it happens, more than likely there might be a back. If they're duty cheeks running back like Sermon, guess what? They're probably going to get you an RB1 week or a high-end RB2 week, at least 1 out of 3 to 4 games. And there's value to that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Keep that in your mind when I start doing prospect profile videos on those players. Also, when you're looking at routes ran, we look at the routes ran. People look at targets. I look at routes ran. You can't get the target without running a route. That's a true story. Try to figure that one out, conspiracy theorist. But Tyler Goodson, he's got an 8% route participation rate. He runs 2 routes per game, where Giddens is running 3 routes per game. But what you want to look at is Jonathan Taylor, because he's the man. To be the man, you got to beat the man. 88.88% route participation rate. Almost 30 routes a game at 27. I rounded that up, and then I rounded it up again, but you get what I'm saying. Jonathan Taylor's running a lot of routes. So if he goes down, Giddens is running a lot of routes. Giddens is getting opportunity over Goodson. Goodson could be an ancillary pickup if something happens to Taylor and you're in a deeper league, 14-teamer, 16-teamer. But Giddens' prospect profile lends the notion that he could be very productive in fantasy football. When you look at these touches and snaps, he's got 31 snaps to Goodson's 4. He's getting workload and opportunity. 15% snap rate versus 7. Taylor should be getting an 81% snap rate and almost 40% share of the opportunities, if not more. He's good. He's electric. He's solid. Giddens is getting 13% share of the carries, 1% share of the targets. He's solid. He's solid. He's getting that workload, but Giddens got that juice. He's got that production to his name. And this is a very deep running back class. This is why we're talking about so many handcuff lottery ticket running backs. So we're going to see some of these guys get anointed down the road. This could be in 5 weeks. It could be in 24 hours. This could be week 10, week 15. But you need to know about Giddens. I'll probably do more videos on him. When it comes to efficiency metrics, there's nothing really to point out here. Considering we only have 13 carries on the season, there's just not enough volume to drive home efficiency. Whether the numbers are good or bad, you just don't have enough volume for that. His evaded tackles, he's got 3, and he ranks 50th among running backs, and he ranks 52nd in carries. So rankings-wise in those, they kind of check out. Juke rate checks out with that as well. True yards per carry, 3.4. Again, only 13 carries, not many opportunities. He's ran 9 routes on the season. He's getting work in the passing game. He's explosive. Over 10 yards after the catch per reception in college. He had 10.6 and 11 point something those final 2 years there at K-State. But the outlier here is Daniel Jones has been the ultimate facilitator. And they got weapons galore. And we notated that going into the season. Tyler Warren stepping up, leading team in targets. Michael Pittman's back. He was dealing with a hurt back last year, and he was playing through it. He was being tough. That impacted his fantasy results, but he was playing through it. Josh Downs, he's a stud. He's a good wide receiver. Alec Pierce, good deep threat. A.D. Mitchell, he can moss. He can create separation. They're 4 deep at wide receiver. They got a good tight end prospect that they drafted in the first round. This team can move the chains. That's going to help him out a lot if or when he gets his opportunity. You're looking at the schedule. We do not know if at all if John Taylor's going to go down. But we do have some rough matchups. That might bake into your decision-making process on when, how, and how much you need him when it comes to using him in your starting lineups. Keep that in mind when it comes to fab allocation when these players get anointed. But there's a chance. There's a chance. But the strategy is, if I got Taylor, I'm cuffing and stashing. This is a guy with a good prospect profile. If he was in the 2024 NFL draft class, he's getting drafted in that Blake Corum region. He's getting drafted somewhere around there. Maybe round 4-ish, round 3-ish, somewhere around there. Somewhere around Bucky Irving is where he's getting drafted. This is a very deep, talented running back class. Somewhere around that range. You may not understand that, but this is a very deep draft class. We had 2 running backs drafted in the first round. 4 or 5 running backs in the second, a running back in the third, and now we're getting to day 3, and we're just waiting for more running backs. And we're watching running backs come off the board all throughout day 3, and we're like, there's still more to come. There's still more to come. We've been saying this throughout draft season, and now it's starting to come alive a little bit. Now when you're starting to look at your lottery ticket stashes here, he's a stash still. You don't need another stash. You got enough stashes. However, you may want them, you may not. It's at preference too. I consider him a high-end stash. I did a video on Wednesday talking about the top lottery ticket running back stashes. Go check that out. He's in there. But if Taylor goes down, he's coming up. And he's going to be looking solid. He's got a good prospect profile. We got the production at K-State. We got the athleticism. We got the good testing. We're getting work as the RB2 in this offense. We stepped aside Tyler Goodson. We got some upside here. And we got an offense here that can push the pace. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.